8:32, time now for Keller at Large. Here's John.
Good morning, everyone. Our guest this morning is Boston City Councilor at Large Michelle Wu, who topped the ticket in Tuesday's preliminary mayoral election and will face fellow Councilor at Large Anissa Essaibi-George in the final. Councilor, congratulations and welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining us. So we in the media and a lot of voters as well just love to slap labels on politicians and candidates. Yours is progressive or liberal, while your opponent has been labeled a moderate. Are those labels accurate?
You know, I will stand on the side of moving forward and ensuring that we are putting in place the changes and the policies to aim for our brightest future any day. But the beauty of city government and what I love about being involved at this level closest to the people is that it cuts across any rigid type of ideological or political views. This is about making sure that we are serving the people of Boston, meeting everyone where they're at, and that can span from everything as big as passing sweeping legislation to address climate change or equity in city contracting, all the way down to, in some ways, most importantly, to the safety of our streets and making sure trash pickup works and everyone is taken care of. And so that combination means that we are out in every single neighborhood fitting together that set of services that everyone needs.
Give me one good example of you taking a position that everyone would perceive as sort of moderate to conservative.
You know, I think it's less about here was a stance that was categorized as this or that side of the spectrum. Because again, in city government, it's about getting things done, not being judged on a scorecard of whether you said yes or no on different things. And so, for example, when you talk about climate change, I think people would associate that as being a more progressive issue. But the reality is that when we implement changes at the city level, it is not only the best for reducing emissions and making sure we are meeting our climate goals, it also saves money and therefore makes the most sense from a fiscal perspective. It also cleans the air. So with electric school buses, right now we have 700 buses, about half are diesel buses that are spewing pollution into our neighborhoods and causing long-term health impacts for our kids and for neighbors. If we converted to electric school buses, that would not only clean the air, it would save money over the life of every single vehicle. And these are also a new technology that could be deployed as mobile charging sources anytime power outages might happen in cases of emergency. So many of the policies that we're talking about at the local level are meant to bring together all the different needs that residents have.
Now, the Essaibi-George campaign is already busy trying to paint you as a purveyor of, quote, unrealistic policy promises. Your competitor said on election night, quote, the mayor of Boston cannot make the tea free. The mayor of Boston cannot mandate rent control. These are issues the state must address, end quote. Is that true?
We need to have strong partnerships with all levels of government. But what I want to emphasize is that every time I hear someone describe our vision as pie in the sky, in fact, that is a badge of pride because we are fighting for what our communities need right now. When we talk about the scale of the housing crisis or how much stress our schools have been under or where we are headed with this new economy and recovery through the pandemic, we can't afford to just nibble around the edges of the status quo. We need to take the actions that will actually secure our community, our neighborhoods, ensure that everyone has opportunity, and connect us to what's possible in our future. So many of the items that I have fought for over 8 years on the city council were things that people said over and over again would be impossible to get done. But we put Boston on the map each time, from paid parental leave to taking on big corporations that were driving up rents and winning that battle, setting a national precedent, to ensuring that we were investing city dollars in companies owned locally by our Black and brown entrepreneurs. These are all ideas that we were told would be too big to take on, but Boston is known for doing so. We impact the history of this country every time we lead. And all of those ideas started out as visions that we needed and that we fought for.
Let's take our break, our conversation with Boston mayoral finalist Michelle Wu will continue in a moment, so stay with us.